hands down. What are we seeing right now with Shedeur Sanders? Well, I'm going to say it. It looks to me like we're actually seeing history in the making. I know people were complaining last year that his daddy made the team just for him. That's called good coaching. But what I'm saying is something different. Now, keep in mind, back in the 90s, I was a Power 5, I guess called Group of 5 supporter. Kansas State versus North Texas, where I went to. But this is what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing the hype almost to the same level. Now, of course, we have different avenues of press now. We have, social media and all that good stuff. And I'm immersed into this. But what I'm seeing right now, hands down, is Steve Air McNair hype as a freshman. Now, Coach Sanders always tells Shedeur, play to your name, right? What's your name? Play to your name, the Sanders. But looking at the magazine covers, all the interviews, whenever you see Travis Hunter, who do you see by him? Shedeur Sanders. Last year, you saw Nugget. Saw James Houston. Who do you see by him? Shedeur Sanders. I really do think we're seeing that same kind of train right now. Which leads me to one question. And the question is, you understand this. Here's my question. What happens if the hype matches the numbers this year? Let's be honest. No one's saying Shedeur Sanders is going to win the Heisman Trophy. Nobody's saying that. But what I am saying is this. What if he comes in third? Because we know, as far as social media goes, there's nobody in the FCS doing what he's doing. We know, as far as his dad goes, there's nobody with a bigger following as a coach. What if Shedeur comes in third in the Heisman Trophy voting as a sophomore? Will the people who said he wasn't good have to eat crow? Or what do they say? Daddy Ball did it to him again. They call him a system quarterback. They just wait and see, well, somebody got to beat him, and then have one of those great shows where they just join the other team, franchise, and all that stuff. I'll be honest. This is what we're seeing right now. And a lot of the old heads are going to say, well, he's not Steve McNair. I'm not saying he's Steve McNair. Steve McNair, to me, was the second best quarterback I've ever seen. And my first quarterback I loved the most is Warren Moon. That's my opinion. Bite me on it. I'm not saying he's that. I'm saying the hype is real. Let's be honest, folks. Whenever you see Travis Hunter, you see Shedeur Sanders. Whenever you see Coach Prime, you see Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur is up there getting out there. Publicly, there is no other HBCU, there is no other FCS. I would even go as far to say there's very few FBS people who are as recognizable as Shedeur Sanders in football. Now, we know about the girls volleyball players, but that's a whole different discussion, and I don't want to see Shedeur like that. But you think about it honestly, not comparing stats, not comparing game styles, not comparing impact as far as reading defenses. We're looking at straight hype. Hype. There was nothing bigger than seeing this photo on Sports Illustrated when it came out. Steve Air McNair, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. My second favorite quarterback of all time. The impact he had during that Heisman Trophy race was like no other. We know they had black people win before. Peter Warrick had won the year before at Florida State, but the thing is, Peter wasn't not Peter Warrick, sorry, Charlie Ward. But Charlie wasn't no Steve Air McNair. Steve brought not only his team, not only his conference, but the entire culture of HBCUs with him. There was no one close to his arm talent, his gamemanship. He was the black version of Brett Favre. Let me rephrase that. Brett Favre was the white version of him. Shedeur's ability to read the defense is great as a freshman. Stats will get bigger. And if everything goes to play, he may have to do a career to build up the stats that Steve McNair got to get approved for it. If he wants to be a Hall of Famer, he may have to do more than 2 years. But what I'm saying is, this level of hype doesn't come every year. If Shedeur Sanders gets in the top 3, I'll go as far as say top 6 Heisman Trophy vote getters. What would that do to the narrative that A, he's playing daddy ball, or B, you can't do anything at a black college? There are people who hate and go on and say he wouldn't start at a Power 5, he wouldn't start at a Group of 5 FBS school. They were all recruiting him. All the players on the Jackson State team were recruited by FBS schools or playing at FBS schools. The figure of Steve Air McNair looms great and big over the SWAC in all HBCUs. If Shedeur could go ahead and strike that pose, what would that mean for the culture? Coach Simmons and I am out.